Let's dive into a detective story happening right inside your shoulder.
So what's the big mystery here? Well, it all starts with a really common pain.
Yeah, shoulder pain is one of the top complaints out there. But the real story? It's often hidden. And here's our first big clue. The top of the arm bone has actually shifted upwards.
And how do we spot it? We measure a tiny gap that shows up right on an X-ray.
And this is where it gets really interesting. It all comes down to one single critical number.
See, if that gap shrinks below 7 millimeters, that's a huge red flag for a serious rotator cuff tear.
See, a healthy shoulder is a masterpiece of balance, with muscles working together in perfect harmony.
It's basically a tug of war. On one side, you've got balanced forces. On the other, the deltoid muscle just takes over.
And while tears are the #1 suspect, they're not the only culprits that can throw things off.
So that tiny gap is a huge clue. It tells us about the damage and even predicts future problems.
Doctors actually use a grading system based on this gap to classify just how severe the damage is.
Basically, the smaller that gap gets, the tougher the recovery and the higher the risk of re-injury.
So once the clue is decoded, it's time to build a treatment roadmap, always starting with the simplest options.
You've got a whole progression of treatments, from physical therapy all the way to a full shoulder replacement.
But the key is matching the solution to the patient. It's got to be the right fit for you.
Exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. It's a completely individualized decision for every single person.
And that's what makes this so great. It's a simple, cheap, and incredibly powerful diagnostic clue.
But just like in any detective story, this one single clue doesn't solve the entire mystery.
It's a huge clue that helps write the next chapter. But remember, you still get to direct the story.